Hey guys, it's Michaela. Today we're going to be making Philly cheesesteaks. We're going to be using a New York strip, 2 green peppers, and 2 onions. So you're going to first start off by rinsing your green peppers. And then you're going to rinse your onions. I'm going to start by doing just a slit in the onion to get this outer layer off. This one seems to be really pesky. I prefer to use purple onions for almost anything, but this is what we have on hand, so this is what we're going to use. And we're going to put all of our droppings in a Ziploc bag so we can make vegetable broth later on. So now we're going to go ahead and finish cutting that all the way through. And we're just going to come and chop into fine little strips. Alright, perfect. So we're going to continue to do that to our second onion. Okay, now that you've got all your onions sliced up, you're going to go ahead and move those to a plate and save them for later. We're then going to go ahead and start chopping the green peppers. How we're going to do that is we're just going to do one slice here, all the way down. You can go ahead and cut this part out. Make sure to put that in your vegetable because you can make a vegetable stock if you just have a bag of all your vegetable clippings and shavings and seeds and yada yada. Okay, so then once you have it gutted, you're just going to want to wash it in the sink to get those little extra seeds off. Easy peasy. You'll bring them back over here and you'll just start slicing them. You can slice them this way or this way. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one down the middle and do it this way. And that's just going to give it a nice size for the peppers. And then you're going to go ahead and repeat that with your second pepper also. Okay, once your peppers are nice and sliced up, you're going to go ahead and add it to your plate with your onions. Probably should have used a big plate, but the pig plate needed to make another appearance because it is just too darn cute. Oops. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring this over here. We're going to get our pan. We're going to put this on high. And we're going to use some extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to drizzle that in our pan. Get the pan nice and coated. So it's ready, and we're just gonna let this sit for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and add our vegetables to it. Okay, while we're letting the oil warm up, we're gonna go ahead and come back over here and cut the meat. Since we cut the vegetables first, you don't necessarily need to clean this off, especially since we're gonna be cooking it all together. I'm gonna go ahead and just make a nice cut into the bag, and I'm gonna open it over the sink. Okay, so now we're just gonna slice the meat nice and thin also. So I'm gonna do a cut down the middle, and then I'm just gonna do as thin as slices as I possibly can to keep that nice Philly cheesesteak consistency going. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop this up, and by the time we're done with this, the oil should be warm enough to add the vegetables. Okay, now that you've got your meat nice and sliced into good chunks to use, we're gonna go ahead and leave that there. We're going to wash the hands. Just since we were touching it wrong. Alright, now we're going to go back over to the vegetables in the nice pile. I'm going to go ahead and dry my hands real fast. Put that towel back on the stove. And now we're just going to put this into the oil. Kind of break up some of them onions. You don't necessarily need to do this because once you start stirring it will do it. Just a nice thing. We're going to grab a spatula and just give it a nice little stir real fast to get them all nice and covered in oil. I probably could have used a bigger skillet. That's okay. Okay, so we're not going to season these too terribly much. I'm just going to come in with some onion powder. Give a nice little covering to that. Some garlic salt. Nice little shake of that. And just a little bit of chicken fajita seasoning. I've actually never tried this before. I've heard really good things about it, so we're just going to add a little bit of that to see how it tastes. We're going to give that a nice little stir again. And you're not necessarily wanting to caramelize this, you're just wanting to get them nice and cooked to a golden brown. If you prefer them caramelized and a little more mushier, that's fine also. It's really just to your standard of what it is. You can also add red peppers to this to add a little more color. My green peppers were going to be going bad soon, so we really needed to get them used. So we're just going to go ahead and let this cook, and we'll come back to cook the meat. What was that? So this is about the consistency. I like it. The onions are not necessarily caramelized, but they are definitely nice and soft. And your green peppers are still pretty tough, but they're getting nice and soft. This is the way I like it. You can definitely cook it longer, you can cook it less, whatever you prefer. I am going to go ahead and transfer this into a bowl. just so we can cook the meat, and then we will throw it all together and have our stuff for Philly cheesesteaks. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this again with some olive oil. Give it a nice little swirl around. And we're gonna go ahead and come back over here and grab our meat. And we're just gonna go ahead and put it in. Okay, and once all the meat is in, you're going to want to wash your hands again. Just to get all of that extra meat juice off you, and you are going to wash your cutting board extra thoroughly because you have raw meat on there. We're going to go ahead and give this a nice stir just so it's not getting too brown on one side, and we're going to turn it back down to a medium-low flame. We're going to come in with some garlic salt. Garlic onion blend. This stuff is my absolute favorite. It just tastes so good. Then we're going to come in with some more onion powder. And then we're just going to back it with that chicken fajita seasoning again. And with this, we're going to add a dash of lemon pepper. This is my husband's absolute favorite stuff. He literally puts it on everything. So now we're just going to give that a nice little turn. And we're going to leave this to get nice and done. Now that your meat is done, you're going to go ahead and put it in same container with your peppers and onions. But you definitely do not want to be throwing your grease down your drain. I grew up, my father was a plumber, my brothers, all three of them worked for the same plumbing company, and my husband was even a plumber for a couple years. So if there's one thing that you can take from any of my videos, do not clog your drain with grease. Always have a container to put your grease in separately. So I just like to come and take all the food out and let this set so then I can put it into just an old coffee grounds container. Or you can cool it and just throw it in the trash. You never want to put it down your drain, guys. That's a big no-no. Alright. Once it's all done, you're just going to stir it together. Ooh, and this just smells so good. And now you're ready to make your sandwich. You're just going to put it on some bread, normally a hoagie if you don't have hoagies. You can really use anything. I've even seen people use hot dog buns. Then you just want to top it with cheese. Super good. Like normally, we make our food so we can have lunch prepared for work for the week. So we're just going to go ahead and put this lid back on top of it, and it's going to be good. Alright guys, I hope that helped you. Please give me a like and see you next video.